Magandang hapon sa ating lahat, mga kapatid, kababayan at kaibigan ko po dito, mga Filipinos, mga Malaysians dito po sa Malaysia, particularly dito po sa Sabah and very specific dito po sa Kota Kinabalu City po. Kumusta kayo po? Today is January 31 na po, last day of the month of January. Bukas, umpisa na naman tayo po ang bagong new month, no? Second month of 2026, and that will be February. As what I said, February po, kailangan po, kailangan po, we must be very excited po dahil we are going to celebrate two significant occasions dito po sa month of February, and that will be ang Day of the Heart, that will be February 14, and of course, ang Year of the Fire Horse po, and that is Chinese New Year. Ready na po ang Malaysia. I notice dito sa mga malls natin sa Kota Kinabalu po, and even mga commercial establishment po, you can already see the Chinese New Year decorations po. No? So, ready na ang Malaysia to celebrate ang Chinese New Year po, or welcome the Year of the Fire Horse po. And of course, I'm sure, dyan po din sa Pilipinas and sa mga iba-ibang lugar po, no, sa mundo, especially ang China po, no, na you can see, no, na na talaga po, ready na ang mga tao, mga Chinese kaibigan natin po, no, Chinese community, they are ready for the welcoming of the Chinese New Year or the Year of the Fire Horse po. So, nandito po tayo sa programa natin TikTok, The Real Talk with Nico, and welcome kayong lahat po, senior citizens, so super senior citizens, overseas Filipino workers, kung nasaan man kayo po, ang mga kababayan, kapatid, and kaibigan natin dyan po sa Pilipinas. Ito po, may mga kunting balita tayo ngayon for today, January 31st, Saturday po. Okay, narinig man ninyo po, no? Narinig man natin na mayroon naman mga balitang-balita po lumalabas dyan po sa Pilipinas na baka, no? Baka on Monday, we are going to see change of administration in dyan po sa Senado natin sa Pilipinas po. Ibig sabihin, there is rumors or stories spreading around na there is story that the senator or the Senate President Vicente Soto III will be replaced by, maybe this will be history in the making, a female Senate President po. Kung sino man yan po, no? We still don't know, and abangan natin. Let's wait until last Monday or sa Lunes po to see whether itong mga stories, no, circulating dyan po sa social media, sa national media outlets sa Philippines po, no, that there will be change of administration or leadership dyan po sa Senado ng Pilipinas. Let's see until Monday. But in the meantime, what I'm going to share with you today po is the some video clips po, no, about this stories being circulated ngayon po, kahapon, today, and of course hanggang bukas yun po. And let's wait until Monday. But anyway, before we are going to start itong mga issues that I will be touching today, let me give you some latest updates regarding itong, kasi alam ko po, no, maraming mga Filipinos po, ang daming mga Filipinos na originating from southern Philippines or Mindanao. It means Zamboanga City, Basilan, Sulu, and Tawi-Tawi or Zambasulta po. Now, let me give you ang mga updates regarding yung Tricia Kirstine sea tragedy po. Anong mga latest developments ngayon po tungkol how many people died or perished during the sea tragedy po. Ongoing pa ang rescue operation carried out by or being carried out by the local authorities in the area, particularly ang Philippine Coast Guard po. And for the information of our followers dito po sa TikTok, na Real Talk with Nico po, nandito na po ang latest updates tungkol sa insidente ng MV Tricia Christine 3 po. How many people died? So far, ang latest updates that I received is 33 na po, no? 33 na. 33 died, no? Died or perished during the, or confirmed dead during the sea tragedy ng MV Tricia Christine. And ongoing pa po. And the owner of this vessel, ang Allison Shipping Lines po, lahat ang fleet nila po, ang mga barko nila, mga vessels nila po, currently suspended ang operation. And that is the problem now po. There are a lot of people in Zamboanga City po are being stranded po dahil kunti lang or we don't have enough sea transportation po to bring them back to Basilan, Sulu, or Tawi-Tawi. And anyway, the authorities concerned, both the local and national authorities po, is doing everything to ease ang situation dyan po sa Zamboanga. So, nandito, let me share with you po ang updates tungkol sa sea tragedy po and how many recorded death na po. Nandito, victims of the sunken Basilan boat have reached 33 na po, no? 33 after 4 bodies were recovered on January 30 po, or kahapon. Na-recovered sila po, 4 na naman na bangkay, no? Bodies po recovered January 30, the Philippine Coast Guard authorities said. In a statement on Saturday, or today po, no? The Philippine Coast Guard authority said the Coast Guard District Southwestern Mindanao recovered 2 more cadavers from the sunken roll-on, roll-off MV Tricia Christine 3 on Friday around 5:30 p.m. Kahapon, mga 5:30 po, they recovered another 2 cadavers, no? And the first 2 victims were found in the waters of Baluk Island in Basilan. Diyan po where the boat sank. With this development, a total of 4 cadavers were recovered yesterday, bringing the cumulative number of fatalities to 33 as of January 30, 2026, sabi ang PCG or Philippine Coast Guard Authority. The number of survivors remains at 316. Ibig sabihin po, steady lang ang number of survivors, 316. According to PCG spokesperson Captain Noemi Kayabyab, or Noemi Kayabyab, the search and rescue teams recovered 11 bodies on Thursday, January 29. Authorities are also pursuing leads based on information provided by the victims' families, who said their missing relatives were believed to have been board the vessel. Families of the victims will receive, families of the victims will receive 200,000 pesos in compensation according to the Maritime Industry Authorities or Marina. Nag-assure din po ang management ng Allison Shipping Line po that they will also be extending assistance to all the victims po, no? Be it alive or dead. They will extend all the necessary, sabihin natin, na assistance to be given to the relatives or the victims po. And Allison Shipping Lines, based on the information I received coming from Zamboanga City po, they are willing to cooperate in the ongoing investigation po to find out ano talaga ang rason, ang cause ng sinking of Tricia 3. The search and rescue team was composed of government agencies, local government units, and fisherfolk volunteers. The Coast Guard also deployed the BRP Melchora Aquino, its largest multi-role response vessel in the ongoing search and operation. last Friday po. The BRP Melchora Aquino is equipped with modern communication systems and onboard facilities that allow it to sustain prolonged search and rescue operation even under challenging sea conditions. The MV Treasure 3 capsized off the coast of Basilan early morning on January 26, carrying 332 passengers and 27 crew members. So, yun po ang latest updates natin po. No? Once again, I would like to extend our sincere, my family sincere, and the Filipinos in Sabah po, our sincere condolence to the bereaved families of the MV Treasure 3 po. No? So, yon ang latest update sa tungkol sa Treasure 3. And now, let's go dito po sa main topic natin. Ano ba ito? Main topic ba ito po? No? Tungkol ang problema dyan po sa Pilipinas. As what I said, the Philippines, since last year po, we are facing, I don't know if you will agree with me, but the way how I look at the situation po, no? We are facing itong problema na walang political stability, walang security stability, at saka walang economic stability po dyan sa Pilipinas. And this is the reason why, bakit po, ngayon po ang Pilipinas po, kung you look at our economy, no? At saka ang buhay ng mga Filipinos dyan po sa Pilipinas, not only in the Philippines, but also those abroad po, no? Apektado talaga po. Bakit apektado? Apektado tayo po dyan po sa malaking sabihin natin anomalya or issue po when it comes to graft and corruption in the Philippines po. And it all started dyan po sa flood control projects po, which now it has become a very hot issue po, not only to the politicians, government officials, but also ordinary Filipinos po. Trillions of taxpayers' money were siphoned by irresponsible, greedy politicians, greedy government officials, as well as the business sector po, particularly ang mga contractors natin sa Pilipinas po. No? And until now, we still cannot see, no? The government cannot cannot show to the general public na sino-sino po ang mga mastermind dito po sa very big scandal, corruption scandal in the Philippines. And because of this, a lot of sabihin natin discontentment coming from the Filipino community. That includes me and also ang mga Filipinos dito po sa Sabah. How do you look at it po? No? Sana lang po we'll be able to solve this problem po para mag-move on na ang Pilipinas po. And not only the flood control projects po, which has tarnish ang image ng Filipino and the daily lives of poor Filipinos po or ordinary Filipinos po. But it also aggravated ang ano natin po, ang sitwasyon dyan sa Pilipinas, especially when it comes to other issues po related or in one way or the other, directly or indirectly po, may connection dyan po sa sitwasyon ngayon sa Pilipinas po, no? Especially the relationship between China and Philippines, no? Ang mga attitude ng lawmakers natin, be it in the Senate and also our congressman dyan po sa House of Representatives. Yon ang problema natin ngayon. But anyway, sige lang, let's move on dito sa ano natin, dito sa issue natin. Alright. To start with, let me share with you, no? Let me share with you a video clip po regarding itong I mentioned about rumors, stories being circulated about a possible change of leadership at the Senate, no? Of the Philippines po. And as what I said, let's see po whether this is true or not. Let's see on Monday what will happen po. Because we heard a lot of In fact, I think when we started the year, no? 2026 po, mayroon ng mga rumors na si Senate President Vicente Soto III will be replaced by a new Senate President po, no? But it did not happen po. Later on, I will explain to you po kung why it did not happen. Pero malapit na sana po, no? But it did not happen. So ngayon, nandito na naman ang balita na sa Monday na po, baka we are going to see a female senator spearheading ang Senado natin po. O ibig sabihin, a female Senate President. Kung sino yan po, we don't know. Kung sino yan po, we don't know, but we can speculate. Later on, we will touch on this thing. But anyway, let me share with you first muna, no? Ang video clip sa social media, and I got it from one of the famous blogger din po, General's View, no? When he touched on this issue. Maraming salamat sa General's View natin po, no? And very popular itong channel niya po because maganda din mga issues that he is bringing to the public po. Si Ella Ellie, I would like to say good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Sa'yo po, wherever you are. And also si Inocencio Jr. Malubay. Malubay ba ito? Yeah. Welcome to my program. And nandito po, no? Stick to my program po so that you will know ang mga latest updates natin. No? And Godspeed sa inyo. And of course, all ang mga kaibigan natin po who is monitoring, watching itong programa natin, Nick Talk, The Real Talk with Nico. Okay, to start with po, let me share with you. Let me share with you itong video clip ng General's View. No? General's View, so that you will have an idea po kung ano talaga po, no? Ano talaga issue ito po. Nandito na po. Let's watch and listen to this.
Campings. Ito, post ni Rob Ranches. Umuugong ang balita na may mabubuong bagong majority block sa Senado ngayong Lunes. Ayan, Sabado ngayon, ano? Sa Lunes. Bunsod ng lumalalang dismaya ng ilang senador sa liderato ni Senate President Tito Soto. Okay, so inilagay dito, 19 ang majority block, lima na lang ang minority, yung grupo ni Soto. Unahin natin ang minority, yung talunan. Tito Soto, Ping Lacson, yan. Erwin Tulfo, Kiko Pangilinan, and Senator Contiveros. Yan ang magiging bagong minority block kung sakali. Ito naman yung bagong majority. Senator Aquino, Senator Alan Peter Cayetano, Senator Jingo Estrada, Senator Amy Marcos, Senator Robin Hood Padilla, Senator Mark Villa, Bato de la Rosa, Pia Cayetano, Sherwin Gatchalian, Lito Lapid, Rafi Tulfo, Joel Villanueva, Bongo, JB Ejercito, Rodante Marcoleta, Loren Licarta, Camille Villar, and Mix Subiri. Yan.
Alright, yun po, narinig natin na si General's View, no? Ang channel niya. Okay, shoutout muna tayo kay Sally Sarmiento, who is also watching. Thank you very much, Kawan, friend, Sally Sarmiento for watching po. And Godspeed sa inyo. And hope you are doing okay po the last day of January 31st na po, Sabado ngayon. Alright, so yun po ang balita. Mayroon mga story na ngayon po, baka sa Lunes, we will see change of leadership or administration dyan po sa Senado. And based sa mga istorya that we managed together ngayon po, no? Although these are all speculations lang po, no? Speculations lang po. It's not official, no? It's not official. All speculation. Haka-haka ito po. And we don't know whether this will be true or not. But in the event this will be true, ganito po ang mga detalles po. If there will be a change of leadership dyan po sa Senado, ibig sabihin po, there will be a total of 19 new majority block. 19 po. Against ang new minority block. No? Kasi ngayon po, ang majority po, no? Ang minority po, 9 lang sila. 9 lang sila po. Yun lang yung sila mga grupo nila, Alan Peter Cayetano, sila Bato de la Rosa, Bongo, Amy Marcos, sino po yun po? Dante Marcoleta, Ruben Padilla, no? 9 lang sila yan po, no? So in other words, minority sila po, no? And ang majority is, yun na po, ang grupo nila, Senator or Senate President Tito Soto. Kung sakali, there will be changes sa Monday po, it will be 5 against 19. Ano itong most likely to be or speculated or rumored ang bagong minority block sa Monday, should there be any leadership changes, no? That will be comprising of also speculation lang ito po, no? That will be Senator Vicente Soto, Senator Ping Lacson, Senator Kiko Pangilinan, si Senator ano ito po? Senator Erwin Tulfo, no? Neophyte ito po. And si Senator Risa Ontiveros in the event. Good news yan. Hopefully, ibalik Senator Marcoleta. Yes. Sabi ni Madam Sally, na good news daw po kung sakali may change of leadership. No? I believe a lot of people also agree with Madam Sally po when it comes to this. And we are looking forward, no? A lot of Filipinos, they're looking forward po in the event there will be a leadership change dyan po sa Senado po, there is a big possibility that si Senator Rodante Marcoleta will again be the chairman of the Blue Ribbon Committee po, who is investigating itong flood control projects po. Now, ano ang mga dahilan po? Bakit there will be a change of or speculation change of leadership dyan po sa Senado next week or sa Monday? No? I'm not saying there will be, no? Lahat ito, mga speculation, istorya lang ito po, no? Being circulated sa community o sa Pilipinas po, and also sa community ng mga Filipinos outside the Philippines. Na ano na mga rason? For me, I look at it po, no? And based on what I received, some information, one of the reason why the senators are not happy with the present, sabihin natin, leadership of Tito Soto o Tito Sen is, remember, itong flood control projects po, no? Flood control projects, ang investigation po, which is being spearheaded, ang Blue Ribbon Committee spearheaded by Senator Ping Lacson, no? Medyo they are not happy with how things are moving dyan po sa flood control projects o Blue Ribbon Committee investigation po, no? Nandoon na sana po, na pinning down ang mga masterminds po, tapos balik na naman po, no? Ang those who I don't know how to say, no? Obvious naman po, karamihan ng mga Filipinos po, they are not happy with how the present Blue Ribbon committee members or leadership of Senator Ping Lacson doing their job po. And yun po ang isa. The other one is, remember, just recently, they mentioned itong proposal, no? Raised by Senate President Tito Soto, no? Tito Sen, about itong, sabihin natin, about itong persona non grata to the ambassador, no, of the Chinese embassy dyan po sa Pilipinas po. Dahil dyan, thank you very much, ha? Ang may star tayo dito. Thank you very much. And yun po, no? Ang resolution condemning ang China officials sa Pilipinas po. Yun ang issue po. Medyo we saw a lot of several positive and negative reaction coming from the public when it comes to resolution of that resolution being supported by 15 senators. 15 senators po, no? And yun po ang issue na nag-raise si Tito Sen or Senate President Soto about declaring persona non grata sa official ng Chinese Embassy. And ang reaction naman po ng Chinese government is that they work as a team. If you are going to, sabihin natin, declare persona non grata to one official ng Chinese Embassy po, they are willing to remove or to move out from the Philippines po. From the Philippines. Kaya nga, if that will happen po, as what I said, na mahirap yun po, no? Ang domino effect, grabe po. One is, remember, we have a lot of overseas Filipino workers working in China po. Be it in Hong Kong, Macau, and mainland China. We must remember, ang China is our major trading partner po. Who will be affected? Hindi lang mga overseas Filipino workers, but ang ating mga farmers. Because ang mga prutas natin po, we are sending it sa China, and China is accepting it. By the billions ang revenue natin po. What if China will stop this thing? What if China will say, okay, kung ganon kayo po, then we will stop renewing ang working visa ng mga more or less 500,000 Filipinos in China po. Apektado talaga po. No? Apektado talaga. So, we need China, and China needs us. See? And to solve this problem po, it must be through diplomatic manner. Meron tayong Department of Foreign Affairs po. No? Meron tayo dyan po. So, let this issues be handled by our Department of Foreign Affairs officials. Hindi galing from or aggravating the situation po itong sabihin natin Commodore natin si Jay Teriala ba yun po? Wherein one of the forum, mayroon siyang mga cartoons ng Chinese president po, of which the Chinese government, the embassy dito po sa Pilipinas po, took offended sila po. No? So, ito ang problema po. So, mayroon tayo dito, malaking problema yan. Apektado OFWs sa China. Erwin Tulfo should behave. Yes, I totally agree. Remember, I showed you some video clip the other day po na tingnan niya po ang the way ang body language ni Senator Erwin Tulfo na sabi niya po, layas! Ang mga if ang Chinese embassy po is not happy with the way things are moving dito po sa dyan po sa Pilipinas po, layas kayo. For him po, it's very easy for him to say that po. Because in the event that something happens po, no? Kung maglayas ang embahada ng China ng Pilipinas po, hindi si Erwin Tulfo will be badly affected. It's the people, poor Filipinos po will be badly affected. As what I said, ang 500,000 overseas Filipino workers, ang mga agricultural farmers natin po, ang mga Filipino traders doing trading po, no? Sa China, apektado po. Yan ang problema po. And remember, China has been helping us po. Hindi lang through trading, no, activities, but also even donating ang mga bridges natin po. No? Yan ang problema. Ang problema sa Senado natin po, mga senador natin, not all, hindi naman lahat po. Pero grabe din po kung magsalita sila po. No? But for them, it's easy for them to talk. Dahil mayaman sila po. They can go anywhere. Should anything happen sa Pilipinas po, they can go to United States of America. They can go to sa Portugal, sa Sweden. They can go there po. So, sino na iwan dito o dyan sa Pilipinas po? Ang mga ordinaryong poor Filipinos po. Yon, that is the issue that I want to share with you po, no? Kaya nga dahan-dahan tayo po when we talk about our relationship with China, no? With China. You see, kung makita ninyo po, no, grabe ang sitwasyon between China and US po. But I never see ang mga senador sa Amerika, ang mga US senators po, going to the extent of saying, declare persona non grata itong Chinese officials po. If you look at it po, when it comes to military, no? Parang at par na sila ngayon, ang US, superpower po, no? Ang China, parang at par na, mas marami silang ano po, no? Issues. But they do it professionally po. No? China needs US. US needs China. Yun. Very clear po. Ang China is saying, wala kayong problema, Philippines. If you continue your friendship with United States of America, walang problema. Because we also preserve our relationship with United States of America, ang China po. No? Pero bakit ganito po ang some of our senators? That I cannot understand po. Walang modo itong Erwin Tulfo. Paano naging senator yan si Erwin Tulfo? Kasi nagboto tayo sa kanya po. Boto tayo sa kanya. And let's not forget po. Anyway, sige lang. Let's wait until the time comes po wherein ang tao po will once again make a decision tungkol sa sitwasyon ninyo po. Whether we will put you back sa position or not. Let's wait and see. If you don't change po, I am 100% po, you are going to regret. Doong si PRRD, maganda ang relationship sa China. Yes, correct po. I agree, Madam Sally. No? I agree with you. I totally agree with you po. No? Wala tayong maraming problema po. And whether I like it or not po, no? But saludo din ako. In one way or the other, saludo din ako po. And sana totoo ito po. What si President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr., ang presidente natin sa Pilipinas ngayon po, no? Sana totoo when he said the other day na he do not agree with itong persona non grata sa sabihin natin sa China po officials. That was a good move. That was a good move. Si BBM po. But sana totoo yun po. Kasi why I say sana po, because we heard a lot of things about mga promesa ni BBM po, no? And it was all empty promises po, no? Baka sa bandang huli na naman po, sabi niya, no, let's push to with this. Sana lang po hindi yun mangyari. No? Hindi yan mangyari po. So, by the mere fact that he already announced, through ang spokesperson niya po, ang Malacanang spokesperson, si Undersecretary Claire Castro po, sabi daw ang presidente, he do not agree. Because it's only the president who can make a decision on the issue of persona non grata po. No? Even ang Department of Foreign Affairs natin po do not agree. That should be the last recourse. They do not agree po. itong proposal ni Senate President Vicente Soto, the incumbent Senate President natin dyan po sa Pilipinas. Okay, that's one of the reasons ang China. And then the other one siguro po, ang mga senador, they are not happy anymore. No? They want to change the leadership or change na ito po si Senate President Vicente Soto po is, remember, yesterday, the other day po, na-announce na ang Supreme Court na unconstitutional ang impeachment ni Inday Sara Duterte po. And dyan na po lumabas naman ang mga harsh, sabihin natin na mabigat na reaction ni SP or Senate President Soto po. No? Some people will say he's not supposed to do that po. After all, come to think of it po, hindi siya po a lawyer. No? Hindi siya lawyer. No? Although may experience siya, matagal siya sa Senado, being a politician po, but wala kang local standard to say something about ang desisyon ng Supreme Court po. In fact, even ang Kongreso po, even ang Kongreso, they respect ang desisyon ng Supreme Court. But ito si Senator Senate President Soto, he disagree and made a lot of comments po, no? Ano ito, sabi si Madam Sally, puro naman ang promises sa BBM, wala pang natupad. Okay, sige lang. Relax lang tayo, Madam. Alright, yun po, no? These are the things na, na galit siguro ang mga Senado, and that is the reason maybe why they want to change ang leadership sa Senado on Monday. Next week ba? Monday ba? But let's see, kasi may session sa Monday. No? So, normally, if you want to change, no? Once mag-start ang session sa Monday, for example, at 3 o'clock, every 3 p.m. yun po. No? So, agad-agad, they will put out the issue that wala nang vote of confidence sa Senate President. And then, they will be nominating already ang bagong Senate President. And then after that follows ang mga mga committee chairman, kasi there will be a reshuffle na po. Yun po. Yun ang proseso po. But anyway, since it is still speculation, it's still unconfirmed, no? Balita. So, let's see po sa Monday. Ako din dito sa Nick Talk, the Real Talk with Nico, I'll make sure that you will be properly informed. You will be properly informed. Lahat ang mga followers ko po dito sa Nick Talk, the Real Talk with Nico. Alright. Now, the other issue that I want to touch is yun po sa impeachment. Decision ng Supreme Court, and ang reaction ni Tito Soto. Tito Sen po. So, mayroon ako dito po, no? Video clip. Mayroon akong video clip dito po, no? And ang SMNI, they interviewed ito si Attorney James Reserva. He is the professor of political and constitutional law, no? So, mayroon din siya mga reactions po tungkol sa comments ni Senate President Vicente Soto. Galit siguro to. Relax lang, Madam Sally. Sabi niya, Soto's ambitions to become the president dahil pag natuloy impeachment ni Vice President Sara Duterte, alam ni Soto, alam ni Soto, siya ang magiging presidente. Hindi yung mangyari, Madam, you don't worry, hindi yung mangyari po. Filipinos are not for nothing. Alam natin po, no, what to do. Mahabang pasensya mga Filipinos po, But once they make a decision, it will be a firm decision. It will be a firm decision. Okay. Let's, allow me to share with you po itong interview ng SMNI kay Attorney James Resilva regarding ang mga comments made by Senate President Vicente Soto on itong decision ng Supreme Court po. Let's watch and listen to this. Ano ba ang cue natin dito is 2:14. Let's watch and listen to this. 2:14, nandito po.
We have to be magnanimous in victory. Pero parang he is not the proper party to say it. First, he is not a law student. Second, he is not a law professor. Yung sad feeling kasi, personal yan. Now, nakakatawa kasi yung comment niya, may nagko-comment na who happens to be my student in constitutional law and law 2 constitutional law review. Sabi niya, hindi naman kami sad. So, at saka kita mo yung mga comments doon talagang adverse sa kanya. Hindi naman pwede yung ganun kasi kung i-insist yung theory niya, siya din pwede rin ma-accuse ng legislative overreach. Yung judicial overreach kasi, ano yan subjective yan. Depende yan kung ayaw mo yung ginagawa ng Supreme Court, na ang Supreme Court ay final arbiter of all constitutional issues. Kasi pag wala tayong arbiter, kanya-kanya tayong interpretasyon, magiging anarchy yung ating bansa. Kaya may stabilizer dito. Ito yung yan ang role ng Supreme Court. Kaya the supremacy of the Constitution ay ginagampanan niya ng Supreme Court. Kaya when the Supreme Court will allocate and negate constitutional boundaries, what it asserts is not its own superiority, but what it asserts is the supremacy of the Constitution. Sila yung guardian ng Constitution. So yun ang interpretasyon nila. Ngayon, with all due respect, Senator Soto is my fraternity brother, Brother Mason yan. Ang masabi ko lang, parang bugtam yung sabihin niya na sad day kasi he has never been a law student and he has never been a law professor.
Alright, yun po, narinig natin po, na? He's not a lawyer. Ano ba natapos si Senate President, Ang kurso niya po, he's Bachelor of Arts, major in English. Major in English po. Hindi sa law, no? Wala siyang alam. Although he got some experience being a legislator, a senator po. But when it comes to technicalities in terms of law, nawala siya po, no? And dapat lang po, respetuhin siya ang desisyon ng Supreme Court po, no? Kasi lahat tayo po, we respect, ang mga lawyers natin po, they respect. That's the final decision, that's the interpretation of the Supreme Court po, ang judicial po. So, we have to respect po, no? So, si Senate President Vicente Soto po, sabi niya po, with this, overreach na po. And sabi niya, this time, I will support ang CHACHA. Anong yung CHACHA po? Change of the Constitution, 1987 Constitution po. So, let's watch and listen. Mayroon yata ako dito po ang video clip ng ni SP, when he was interviewed by the local media dyan po sa Pilipinas. Sandali po. Let's see kung I can retrieve itong interview po. Sabi niya, I will support CHACHA at this point. Let's watch and listen to this po.
Sir, yung nabanggit nyo lang po baka may agenda yung Supreme Court. May mga nagsasabi kasi na baka ang goal nila is hindi rin sila ma-impeach. Kaya pinahirap nila yung process. Ganun po ba yung nakikita nyo ring dahilan?
Well,
Mahirap magbintang, pero that's a possibility. And I've heard that from other people. Parang ganon. Humirap eh. Humirap ang pag-impeach eh. Only because there was a question, the petition sa Supreme Court about the constitutionality of the impeachment ni Vice President Sara Duterte. Di ba? Dapat nun right then and there nasabi lang agad eh. Pero yung ginamit kasi ng mga dahilan, yung mga dinamit na dahilan, hindi pwede. For example, yung adjournment, hindi naman eh. Pangalawa, hindi raw yun yung first, hindi, yun yung first na in-approve eh. Lahat ng final, hindi pa pwedeng pag final eh, yun na. Otherwise, wala ka na may impeach. Kasi ang gagawin ng kahit sino, magpa-file ng impeachment ng walang kakwenta-kwenta, basurang impeachment, siguradong walang mangyayari. Hindi na pa pwedeng entertain yung pangalawa, pangatlo, pang-apat na impeachment. Dahil doon sa sinasabi nilang yun. Di ba? So, bakit hindi mag-iisip ang tao na meron silang ibang agenda other than just really deciding on whether that particular amendment, particular impeachment is constitutional or not? Napakadaming dahilan na mali. O yung sa inyo, sa ABS, ni-report nyo raw. Di ba? Nasa decision. Imagine, it finds itself in the decision of the Supreme Court a wrong press release, a wrong press report, at ginawa pa kayong mali ang ABS. Di ba? I can't imagine. Wow. Ibang klase. And now, they did not correct all these things in this decision. Pati yung, ako talagang very critical ako doon sa sinasabing adjournment eh. Hindi naman kami nag-adjourn eh. Wala namang adjournment sinidi eh. Iba yun eh.
Opo. So when do you target, sir, siguro na makipag-meet sa House?
Yeah, siguro, we'll be very busy the following week eh. Siguro the week after next. Usap muna kami ni Speaker Boji and then we'll ask kung sino sa mga committees nila, committee namin, pag-usapan namin to. Kasi may nakapending na naman silang articles of impeachment ngayon. Eto na naman ang tanong. May magdadala na naman sa kanila dyan. Alin doon ang qualified? Dalawa na impeachment. Inauna? O paano ngayon? Sino hindi nila sa Justice Committee? Sino yung naunang pinadala ng Secretary General? Di ba? Ayan. Tapos, tanong, retroactive ba yan? Hindi. Definitely. Sa civil code, di pwede yung retroactive ba? Di ba? So, ano yan? Saan papatak yung impeachment kay President Marcos? Saan papatak yan? Dito sa bago nilang rules or sa old rules? Pag sinabi nilang, hindi, dito na sa bago. Final lang, wala pa yung decision nyo eh. Wala pa yung MR nyo eh. Final yung unang impeachment kay President Marcos eh. So ano ngayon yan? Di ba? Matindi itong ginawa nila, ibang klase ito. Na nabulabog yung konstitusyon eh.
Opo. Sir, may pahabol na tanong lang si Mayan Los Baños on this. So, is it correct to say na naghahamon kayo ng Chacha to correct or to clarify itong impeachment?
No, I said, I will support a Chacha at this point. Dati, ayoko yan. Ang gusto ko, Chacha, character change eh. Pareho spelling, C-H-A. Yun ang gusto ko, character change eh. Natin, mga Pilipino. Kaming mga opisyalis, lalo na. Hindi, lahat na. Pero, pagka ganyan, may mag-propose ng Chacha, susuporta na ako ngayon. Kaya maituwid natin itong ganito na hindi lang pala Kongreso pwedeng maggalaw or Constitutional Convention lang pala pwedeng maggalaw ng Constitution. Pwede rin palang maggalaw ng Constitution ng Supreme Court.
And sir, final na lang po sa akin. So, anong mangyayari dun sa in-archive na articles of impeachment? Wala na talaga?
Sa ngayon, wala. Archive yun. Archive yun. Dahil diniklara nilang unconstitutional based on some kind of thinking that they had. Unanimous pa. I'm surprised. Wala man lang ibang opinion or let's say supporting opinion or explanation of their vote. Wala man lang ganun eh. Nakakapagtaka, bihirang-bihirang mangyari sa Supreme Court yan. Dito lang sa Supreme Court na ito.
Okay, yan po. Narinig natin po ang statement na made by Senate President Tito Soto. Okay, let him talk po, no? What is important is everybody should respect ang decision ng Supreme Court. No? Let him talk. No? Let him talk. And if you look at the reactions ng mga experts sa law, no? They all say now we have to respect ang decision ng Supreme Court po. Huh? So if you're not happy, Senate President, it's up to you, no? And if you want to go against the Supreme Court po, then you have to face ang you have to dance with the music po. Huh? You have to dance with the music. Si Senator or Senate President Tito Soto po, remember, no? I have nothing against him, no? But just as a reminder sa mga Filipinos po, he is one political leader natin sa Pilipinas po who already said that he wants that Vice President Inday Sara Duterte should be impeached. Impeached po. Huh? But let's see po. Let's see ang decision ng Supreme Court natin po, no? We have to follow ang Supreme Court po because they are the ones who makes the final decision because they are the ones who will interpret the law. No? Kung sabihin natin na mali ang Supreme Court, for me, I totally disagree because remember po, the decision made by the Supreme Court po regarding itong MR ng House of Representatives po was voted unanimously po. No? 14 voted for the yes vote. So, alang-alang naman po, nagmali ang, siguro, let's say, ang resulta ng voting was 7-8, although 8 nanalo pa rin po, but may 7 ng mga justices natin po got a different idea, no? Siguro pwede pa yun po. But unanimous ito eh. Unanimous ito, Mr. Senate President po. No? Unanimous ito. So, let's see po. And if he wants to go and see, have a discussion with the House of Representatives, ang speaker po, no? Si Speaker Faustino the third. Maybe next week daw po, sabi niya, busy sila, so the following week. I hope you will be able to have that meeting, Senate President po. But in the event something happens sa Monday, that's another impossible dream. Sabi ni kagaya sabi ni Senate President Vicente Soto, ang impeachment po is an impossible dream na po. Let's see. So, yun po. This is the issue. These are the issues that I want to raise ngayon po dito sa programa natin. And, sandali mayroon pa ba tayo dito? Let's see. Ano pa mayroon tayong mga issues dito? Sandali po. Let's see. Okay. Let's talk about another issue ngayon. Itong very important one also po. Remember si Congressman Leandro Leviste, no? Leandro Leviste po. Very vocal and ngayon ang gobyerno is trying to or will be filing cases against him sa negosyo niya po, so forth and so on. And karamihan ng mga Filipinos will say once you go against the the administration, ngayon po against the government po, you must be ready to face ang kaso po, no? That the government will raise against you. So mayroon dito po isang news wherein I want to share all of you, no? And I believe na kailangan po you should also know what is happening po when it comes to the issue of itong si Representative or Congressman Leandro Leviste. Ang title ng news po coming from the Manila Times, Leviste claims he was pushed to travel abroad. Oh, ano ito po? Leviste claims he was pushed to travel abroad. Nandito po ang detalyes ng balita. Batangas, First District Representative Leandro Leviste has confirmed that he applied for a 5-month travel authority from the House of Representatives after he was pushed by some representatives of the administration to go abroad. On an online report said that the Leviste sought travel clearance from the House Secretary for an overseas trip from February 8 to July 26 to 20 countries. This includes the United States, Hong Kong, Singapore, Indonesia, Cambodia, Timor-Leste, France, Germany, Belgium, the Netherlands, Italy, Switzerland, Australia, Portugal, Spain, Austria, Portugal, Spain, Australia, the United Kingdom, China, and United Arab Emirates. In a message to reporters on Friday night, Leviste confirmed that he applied for the travel authority. Nandito po, quoting him, I asked for the travel authority upon the request of representatives of the administration who asked that I go abroad and stop releasing evidence linking government officials to anomalous DPWH or Department of Public Works and Highways projects. The minister said without naming the representatives. He said that the request was cursed through his mother, Senator Lauren Legarda. He added that he does not intend to be abroad for the whole time and will attend any opportunity that Congress gives him to speak on any issue as long as he is asked or allowed. Leviste said that he plans to meet with the members of the Filipino communities in countries that he will visit. So, yun po. He will be going for a trip, no? 20 countries ito po. But sabi niya po, it will not stop him from saying or telling the truth po. No? While he will be abroad visiting itong mga Filipino communities po, he will also be sharing what he knows about itong whatever anomalous is happening dyan po sa Pilipinas po. No? But, ang ano ko lang po is, bakit nandyan na siya ngayon po, fighting for the rights of the Filipinos po. Now, they are asking him to leave the country. Leave the country. Siguro one of the conditions to leave the country, you stop, as what he said, as what the news said, na stop releasing itong mga issues tungkol sa flood control projects ng Department of Foreign Affairs, Department of Public Works and Highways po. So, one of the conditions siguro ito po. No? So, yun po. Grabe, no? Grabe what is happening ngayon po sa Pilipinas. And of course, the Filipino communities is really monitoring closely, observing what is happening sa Pilipinas. Lastly, I would like to say, si Madam Sally, sabi niya, sana suportahan ng buong Pilipino si Congressman Leviste. Yes. I believe a lot of it. Dito lang po mismo sa Malaysia. Here in Malaysia, particularly in Sabah, based on marites tayo sa mga Filipino communities dito po, no? Mga leaders natin po. Out of 10 Filipinos po, I could safely say 9 is supporting si Congressman Leviste po. Hindi lang si Congressman Leviste. Those lawmakers natin po, those mga politician natin po, who is really fighting for the truth to come out po. We are solid dito po. And I'm sure, hindi lang kami dito sa Malaysia, I think other Filipinos, overseas Filipino po, sa mga different countries po. No? Yeah, he should be extra careful. Baka later on, they might kill him. Yes, totoo din yan po. No? In fact, he was saying already the other day na should something will happen to him, be it alive or dead, ang whatever he knows, no, ang mga documents that he's holding po, buhay o patay siya po, the public will know. But ingat lang po, ingat lang tayo, no, Representative Leviste, ingat lang po, because we have seen incidents happen, no? Incident happen, and you cannot blame ang mga Filipinos po if we think this way. So siguro hanggang dito na lang muna ang programa natin, Nick Talk, The Real Talk with Nico. And kung whatever, mayroon tayo latest developments tungkol sa issues sa Pilipinas, I'll make sure po that ang mga followers ko po dito sa Nick Talk, The Real Talk with Nico po, you will be informed. I might not be able to give you ang breaking news, no? But definitely you will get the news still fresh. So with this, si Nico Fabian would like to say thank you very much for making me a part of your day today. Si Madam Sally is in Vancouver, Canada. Yeah, Vancouver, Canada. So, to you, to your family, and to your friends, all Filipino communities dyan po, at saka mga Canadians, I am extending greetings to all of you. And Godspeed to all of you. So, again, Nico would like to say, Sabah, Malaysia, the Philippines, God bless us all. And I'll see you in my next episode. Bye! Take good care. Enjoy ang weekend natin. And Godspeed. I'll see you in my next episode. Bye, and I love you.